Hi.
Yeah, we're the Wise Old Homies, and we've just started living full-time in a 19-foot travel trailer. So we thought this was a good opportunity to just show you our rig and some of the little modifications we've done so far.
We've named our truck Fred and our travel trailer Wilma.
There is a story behind the truck being called Fred, which we will share with you another time. But obviously with the truck being Fred, it had to be Wilma for the trailer.
Okay, so let me introduce you to Wilma. This is our tiny home on wheels. So as Paul said, this is a 19-foot Winnebago, 2017. I think we may have told you that in our introductory video, but repeat it for those of you who are just joining. Okay, so this is a pretty small space, but what we did opt to do was this was supposed to be for a double-size mattress, and we have altered it for a queen, and in doing so we had to add an extender. There is underbed storage, but we had to extend that out, otherwise the mattress was just going to end up breaking down. But in doing so, that's actually created a little bit of an area that Paul could custom build us the shoe rack, and it has additional storage for canned goods, which right now the queen Daisy is taking up. So this has been really handy. And another thing we've done is we've got these little lanterns that we like to use at night. And so that's a perfect place for those to stay when we're traveling to our next boondocking spot. On the sides, over here we keep our Honda generator for backup. And then this space right here holds our Blue Eddy solar unit, my yoga mat, and then we've got a heavy-duty step stool for various things around the camp. You're always needing something like that. Okay, so just a couple of little things that we've added just to make life a little bit easier are these little phone storages. We can keep it. We've got power on Paul's side, and he's run this over so I can charge my phone at night, and then I've got a little place to hang like a flashlight and so on. So I found that really handy for me. And then this is just a very small wardrobe where I keep a few clothes in. Our clothing solution has been these little collapsible fabric boxes that you can get at Walmart. They're very reasonable. We've got a total of 6 of those going across, so each of us have 3 to keep our clothes in. I keep my laptop up there when we're traveling. It's just a good safe space for that. Our other, whatever clothes we're not using, goes in the underbed storage, and I won't show you that because it really, I need help with Paul to get that up. We've just added a few little of the 3M hooks just to hang, you know, or whatever jacket we're needing at the time. So that's the the bedroom. The other thing I want to point out is the Winnebago came with just an exhaust fan, and we have altered that. Actually, it didn't have a fan. I take that back. It was just this little vent. There's a fan in the bathroom, but Paul has a separate video on how we made an inexpensive change so that we can have it coming in or taking air out. Because as you know, when we're boondocking, the generator nor the Blue Eddy will pull enough to run the air conditioner, so that's really important to be able to get fresh air at night. Okay, so going on to the living room, this was standard, came with the Winnebago. It is not particularly comfortable. Our solution to it right now has been just to purchase a couple of these cushions off of Amazon, and those when we're sitting here in the evening watching TV, that has actually helped tremendously for us. The Winnebago has the really heavy table that comes with it. We scrapped that as soon as we got this, and we opted for these really lightweight TV trays, which I keep stored back here, and then I keep these little cushions behind the sofa as well. So it's nice we got that little bit, because we're never going to use this for sleeping. It's just too uncomfortable. If you have a Winnebago, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so over here, what we have done The TV that came in it, Paul has actually taken and mounted this with a swivel mount for a home use, so that because of the position of this sofa, it was going to be just very uncomfortable for two people to watch the TV. So that we've got it. When we travel, we always strap it with a bungee cord just to keep it secure. But at night, we can actually pull that out here, so it's much easier for two people to watch. So that was another little improvement that we made. Paul, because we are most of the time not on main electric, Paul has added this little kill switch, and that will shut off the entertainment center here, because that's always in standby mode and it's drawing too much. I think we figured it's about 20 to 30 amps that's pulling, so we've got a kill switch there. To be honest, we rarely use it. Now the TV we actually have to unplug when we're boondocking. The other thing I felt was really important was that we had a large Berkey. Now this is a 2.5 gallon. Most people use the travel size. Probably in hindsight, it probably would have been the better option, but the amount of time we were going to be out, I felt as though the 2.5 gallon would be better. And when we do settle, the travel one would have been kind of small, I think, for a home use. So I wanted to go ahead and get something, a one-time purchase, and I love the Berkey. We use that quite a bit. This is just, our little bits and bobs here. It's storage. We keep games and just, various things. I've got quite a few cookbooks because Paul and I both enjoy cooking. So those are up there. Up here, I keep all my baking things because I'm trying to improve my bread making skills, and you will see some of those videos coming up. Okay, so that covers the living room. Now going into the kitchen, the things, just little minor things that we've made, adjustments that have helped to be able to live in such a small space for an extended time. It didn't come with a paper towel, so we had to do something there. Paul's just come up with these little hooks, and then this is just like a bungee strap, and then we've got our go-to cups, if we just want to grab a drink of water or something. Those are there. This keeps our dishes. I won't open them up because everybody knows what dishes look like. This was important for me to have, so we ordered this, and I love having my utensils easy to get to, especially because we try to cook most of the time outside, just because the heat and the mess that it makes in here. So that's really handy just to be able to grab, and I'll have to fumble through the drawers for that. It was important to me to have an oven. So a lot of the new RVs, I know they've got the convection oven. I don't like them, so this was another thing that we both really wanted to have. So under the sink, Paul has customized this so that we've got much more. This is where we keep our skillets, and we're very minimal. As you can see, I've only got 2 saucepans up there. Now we do have other, campfire specific pans that we keep in the under storage of the RV. But we've got 3 skillets that we keep. This is where we keep our coffee mugs, our coffee, tea, and then, a few of the dish things. And then my spices, I've got 2 deep going back there because, as I said, we both love to cook. So here's, we got these little spice things. They're pretty good. A lot of times they'll fall out. You can see that one's about to fall out. I probably wouldn't recommend those again going forward. When I can change them. They work good in here because we're so limited on space, but if we had more room, I would not opt for this because they a lot of times fall out. Under here, as you can see, as I said, we like to cook, so we've got all of our sauces and different oils for cooking, and sugar and things like that. So that's all under there. Fridge, so your standard fridge. The microwave we have unplugged because that draws power, and that is just really another bit of storage. We keep our bread there, we keep our butter so that it's soft and spreadable, and then maybe a pack of crackers, that sort of thing, because it protects it. And we can travel with that. And so here is the bathroom. There's not much to show in the bathroom. What we have found very useful is these long shoe storage. Unfortunately, we did have to purchase this off of Amazon. I don't really like to promote Amazon, but it was the only place we could get one. As you can see, this holds, you know, just lotions and mouthwash and maybe trash liners and things, and then all of our supplements. The bathroom, not a lot that we did to it. We've added a couple of these. These are super handy for hanging our towels. And then in the shower, the only thing I will show you in here, because we try to keep the shower so when we're boondocking we can very quickly get into it, but as an overflow, I've had to get these fruit baskets, and this is where I keep our avocados, potatoes, onions. It's been so handy for that. And when we're ready to shower, it's really quick just to grab those items out, and then you can jump in and take a 1 to 2 minute shower. The other thing we've done is this little sprayer has come in super handy. This was a great idea. Paul came up with this idea. He had seen it, you know, a lot of people have done it, but Paul wanted to do this, and so he has altered this. You know, these are your sprayers for usually outdoors, and he's added one of the kitchen spray nozzles so we can do our dishes outside, which is preferable, and then we can rinse with this. We use very, very little water because we've got our freshwater tank on this is 31 gallons, and we carry about another 15 gallons, I believe, with us. So we have to be very, careful about how much we use. So this was a wardrobe with an upper shelf. And of course, we've just added more because I needed a place for my mixing bowls for when I do my bread. We've got a salad spinner back there, and then the strainer, and there just wasn't room. There's very little storage in this particular model. So, we just had to make it where we could. This is where I keep all my first aid, and as you can see, a hair dryer. Under here, Daisy's dry food and various things for chemicals for the toilet paper I keep under there, and then these wipes. I try to use wipes mostly for the cleaning, so again, we're not using much water. And then up here is where I keep our towels, and again, you just make room, use of every bit of space wherever you can. And this is my crafting. This is Paul's toiletry, but that's my little crafting section. I have to have something to do. This was just another little addition. This was like a $3 from a thrift store, brand new IKEA shelf. So I spotted it, picked it up, and luckily Paul was able to cut that down and make that work. So that's helped. And then you got the medicine cabinet, which is full. I don't know if I said there's a bit of under storage here that I keep my things. So that is it. That is, we call her Wilma, and that is our tiny home on wheels. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, so the outside of the travel trailer, there's not really a lot we've done to this, but I'll show you what we have. We carry some step ladders on the back here. It's not to get on the roof, it's actually just to get on the top of the slide if there's any debris, and also if there's any awning maintenance I need to do, I can just reach that. So that is all there is there. And around the front here, there's actually only one battery. This is just an empty battery box which I put in just again for a little bit of storage, extra storage, because it's very, very tight on room. That is really about all we've done outside. Now what we're doing for power is the trailer is not set up for solar at all. We don't have any solar panels. We have the one regular 12-volt lead acid battery, which is probably not ideal for boondocking. However, so far our setup seems to be working. We use a Blue Yeti, I think it's the AC 200p, and we've got two 200-watt portable panels. What we're finding is, and we plug that into the RV, it's just completely plugged in. What we've found now, by minimizing the amps that we draw inside, typically we're only drawing about 90 amps now, because obviously we've unplugged the microwave unplug the TV. I think, as Gina mentioned, an on-off switch on the AV unit, because that was constantly on. That again saved about 20 amps. And we're finding in good sunny weather like we're getting in Arizona, we are pulling in more power than we're actually using. And even when we're actually using a bit of stuff inside, like the water pump, the shower, and even streaming something and watching it on the TV, we're not getting much above 200 amps at the most. And typically we're drawing in between 250 and 300 amps. So that seems to be working really well. We've also got a Honda generator, which is a backup, and we've used that more for just overnight stays. And it can charge the Bluetti, but we haven't had the need to do that yet. With regard to water storage, again, we've kind of fine-tuned this. The freshwater tank on this holds 30 gallons. In the back of the truck we've got 3 6-gallon tanks, portable tanks, and 1 5-gallon. And we've worked out, for example, that when we take a shower we use a gallon a minute. So a typical 2-minute shower is going to take 2 gallons. So if we both take a shower, then we're going to use 4 gallons. And if we do that every 2 to 3 days, then we, taking into account what we need for the dog water and tea, coffee, stuff for cooking, we reckon we're good for 10 days with the water supply that we've got. So that is really it for the travel trailer. I'm just going to show you a few little things that we've done to Fred. Fred is a F-150, Ford F-150. In the back, as I mentioned, sorry about the mess, but we've got the water carriers, we've got the bin at the back there, which we carry a bit of firewood in, water hoses in here, and obviously the sewer pipe for when we need to dump. And in here we've got what we call our ODP. It's an outdoor pantry, so we've just got a bit of an additional storage for some dry goods and cans. So that's that. In the truck box we keep most of our sort of camp cooking gear. We've got the tripod, we've got the Dutch ovens, we've got a couple of those, we've got 2 Kazan campfire pressure cookers, and then obviously all the grills and barbecues and all that sort of thing. So the only thing I've done inside the truck here was for Daisy. She's a short dog, so she didn't like being on the floor. Again, apologise about the mess, but what I did was I built her a raised bed so she can see out the window. We can put the window half down sometimes so she can poke her head out, and also there's a little ramp here which she can put her feet on and come between us if she wants to. And the great thing about this is we've still got the storage underneath. It's most of my camera gear. We've got another sleeping bag under there for cold nights, and we've managed to keep that back area behind the passenger seat free. We've got some water in there at the moment, but it means that we can recline the seat fully if we're doing an overnight and one of us wants to get a bit of sleep, or if we do happen to have an extra passenger, not that we're likely to, we can at least fold down the small seat there. So that's really all we've done. Probably not worth mentioning, but I will. Obviously pretty much everything now is USB, so we've bought some additional USB sockets so we can get plenty of USB power for camera batteries, phones, the reversing camera, just all stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're living in, and it's working out pretty well so far. We did think about putting solar panels on, and we may in the future, but quite frankly at the moment it's working for us. And because we're fairly new to this, we didn't want to dump a load of money into stuff, because we're still considering whether we've got the right setup rig. It's great for the moment, but as you go along you learn things, and we're still debating what we might do, if we're going to swap it out or keep it. But until we've made that decision, there's no point dumping loads of money into something like all the solar and the lithium batteries and everything else. But as I said, so far so good. The Bluetti and the Honda generator are working good for power, and I think that's about it. So I hope that was of some use to you guys, and yeah, thanks for watching.